What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Jrs Corner. But this episode is a little bit different. This is a collaboration with my good friend, Mr. Andre Faro, radio personality, a host of his own show called Common Sense. Guys, he's a child of God. He loves Jesus. Mr. Andre Faro.
Ah oui, ah oui. Toet, 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 toet. Zijn we het sound effects krijgen, bro? Kijk, zijn we het sound effects krijgen op je mixen, haast voor mij, bro. Toet, 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 toet. Thank you, Jayar Ewing. Thank you so much for that intro, bro. Thank you so much.
Nice one, Andre, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Apologies for the technical difficulties that we had, you know. But the devil
You must
is
know
alive.
it's technology, yeah. Verstaan ze.
Meneer, just tell me, man, first and foremost, how you doing? How was your festive ending of 2025? And then maybe just give the listeners or give the audience just an idea how we got to each other, you know. And yeah, man, I think it's an interesting story.
Yeah, no, my 2025 ended off very well. Just pushing and pushing the YouTube channel as hard as I can at the end of 2025 because I started only here at, I think it was October. I started October 2025 with a YouTube channel. So I was trying to push as much as I can, but otherwise Christmas was beautiful, man. I had, it's family, it's friends, it's church, it's, Christmas lunch. It's all that good stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, Christmas was fun, bruh. Kids got to open their presents, and I have to say, Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Like I love Christmas, bruh. Like just the vibe that everybody's like, chilling, and it's holiday, and it's just good times, bruh. Just good times. So yeah. So the way you and I met, you and I entered into a podcast. I think it's a podcast search or podcast presenter search for Truth Report. And and then I saw you were, jij was een van die winners. Ronaldo announced it. He was like, and then our third winner is, JR. So I was like, I don't know the oak. And then of course we got connected through Truth Report, and for those that are watching now, please go make sure you go follow Truth Report on their socials, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just go follow them. We have the privilege of actually partnering with them and being a voice. There's not just one voice but many voices in Truth Report, and we get the opportunity to speak the truth in love. And also the whole purpose for it is so that South Africa can be a better country.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful, man. Yeah, bro. Like I'm still in a bit of, not, I won't say a haze, but also like a bit of disbelief, man, about this whole Truth Report, and like how we got there, how we won it, like I'm a very deep reflective person when it comes to stuff like that, man. I don't just think, okay, no, it just happened, so it's over now, so okay, they just go forward, I'm still like, I won't say stuck, but still in that reflective space, always just reflecting, playing back, certain moments. But where were you the moment when you found out firstly, okay, let me take it back, let me take it a few steps back, because I'm running ahead here now. Into the competition, where did you see the competition, or obviously how do you know about it? And then the idea with making your video, because I think you made the video on the boys from what is the school, Milnerton, nah? That was your video.
Yes, Milnerton. It was the bullying that happened at Milnerton with the first or the first team rugby players and the young grade 10, I think.
Yeah. So
that was my video.
Yeah, and then so with that, and then the other thing is, your whole experience, from entering to obviously finding out now, but you in the, I don't know if they told you in the top 10 first, and then they announced it. or what was your? How did you find out about it?
Experience. So a lot of people will not believe me when I say this. I wasn't going to enter. Like, I wasn't, because I was so focused on my YouTube channel. I was focusing on getting better equipment. My laptop was, yes, it was frekstarrig hoor. If I
Yeah,
record a video now, it takes me 3 days to edit that thing. So I
yeah,
was just in a different mindset. And
yeah.
I have two jobs, and I'm focusing on the two jobs as well, and family, and church, and so for me, my life was busy, bro. As soon as I took on starting a YouTube channel, it was dug busy. Like, there was no time to still any
And your
extra
family,
activities.
oh,
So yeah,
sorry to
so
break you. Your family
I
is 2 times bigger than mine.
so yeah, so what happened was, a YouTuber in Durban, and he has a YouTube channel called Bagel News. His name is Christian. Very, very awesome, news outlet. If you guys want straight, clean news, no left, no right bias, just straight up clean, go check out Bagel News. They're freaking amazing. And so he followed me on TikTok, and then he liked my TikToks, and he wanted to connect. And then we ended up chatting like this. And then he said, listen here, I don't know if you know Truth Report, they have a competition, why don't you enter? And I'm like, I'm busy, focused. The man is doing his thing. And then the one day I was sitting on the couch, and I saw the advert. I saw Rob Hersoff talking about it.
Yeah.
And I showed my wife. I said to my wife, listen here, do you think I should enter? Do you think I should enter? So she looks at the video and she goes, you know what? Enter. You don't know. You're already busy with the YouTube channel. Like, there's nothing you're going to lose. You know what I mean? Like, there's just absolutely nothing you're going to lose. So just enter and see where it goes. So Andre's so focused and so busy, I forget about it. And that Saturday was the closing date. There was a closing date on a Saturday. And I just finished my radio show, and I'm sitting in the production studio, and I'm busy putting things together for the next show. And man, and I'm busy, and all of a sudden I get a WhatsApp from my wife saying, did you enter? And I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I didn't enter. Wait. So now I'm putting things together, and I got my circle ring stand and what, and I put it on, and I do my video, and I enter. And I thought to myself, not much is going to come from, because I heard kind of like, as the process went along, there's a lot of entries, like there's a lot of people entering. So I was like, you know what? It's all right. I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm going to do my thing and carry on. So I leave it, and then all of a sudden I see so now all of a sudden the closing date happens, and then I think it was like a week or two later they announced the top 10 or something like that. And
Yeah.
I'm in the kitchen, bruh. I'm busy watching YouTube, cooking and watching YouTube, and I see Truth Report announcement of the top 10, and I'm like, oh. So I go click on it, and I'm like, and the Owens are showing who's the top 10, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, there was amazing people. Like, I think I genuinely believe, like, those people must also start YouTube channels, and those people must also connect and collab,
Yeah.
and I would like to actually have some of them that were actually in that top 10, which I thought was amazing. Like, the content was really good. And I went to and look up
Yeah.
some of them also, went to and check it and whatnot. But anyway, so I'm busy watching this thing now. I think it was 24 minutes long. And I'm cooking, and my wife is also, she's walking past me and watching, and we're busy and we're talking and we're watching. And then they mentioned, and then they popped up my video, boom, and I'm like, what? Okay, because I know my video was after your video, because
Yeah.
Jrs na my, van sy het gesê NX or something like that, and yeah, and then I watched it. My wife also watched it, and she watched the response from the guys at Truth Report, and Sama, and what's his name, Ronaldo, and Emilio and them, Joe Emilio, they made the top 10, and they kind of gave like commentary of the guys, and at the end of the video they were mentioning their top three, and I'm like, yo, these I was like, I thought to myself, is that now the winners or what now? Like, what's going on? But they were like, nah. And then Joe Emilio was like, no, guys, we're still gonna mention the top, the winner. And I thought, nah, cool. And then yeah, and then I think it was like a week later or something like that. It was a Saturday. I was doing my radio show, and I got I just saw a notification while I was doing my show. I saw a notification on my phone, and I was like, "What? Truth report? The winner." I'm like, "What?" So I talk. You must know, I say, no, radio done. You talk, and then the music play 3 songs or 2 songs, and you talk again. So in between that 3 songs, I'm watching this final 3, and and then they mentioned the top 3 winners, and then I was like, I get Javen. I didn't celebrate it on radio, but I was like, yes, thank you, Lord. Like, this is awesome. Because it's so funny, like the people at Truth Report, I actually followed them before I knew them, like in a sense of on social media, like on TikTok and Sama, and you know what I mean, Ronaldo Ghost and Joe Emilio and Rob Hersoff. I followed these guys. I've watched their videos, so I really saw it as, yes, these are the cool dudes, these are the cool dudes. And now finally I get to be in that circle and save South Africa one content at a time. So so that was my experience. And how was yours? Het jy het weer vir jou vrou gewys jy's 'n champion?
Yeah, brother, it's lekker to hear how your experience was. Actually, I would like to hear like Shanae as well, the other winner of us, like how her
Yes,
experience
Shanae's
was.
experience as well. But Shanae's very good, eh? Like Shanae's content is really like up. Like I'm always fascinated at her content, and the level of information and facts that she presents is phenomenal.
Yeah. Now she's really on a high level with doing what she does. You can see she's like, obviously, like all of us, we have to be passionate about it or love it, obviously, to be doing this. But like my experience with this was similar to yours. Like, I saw a clip of Rob them. It was I think Rob and Ronaldo and Sama. They had this conversation about this competition, and then there's another one that came up of Rob, and then I'm a guy that I really win, man. I'm not like a super lucky guy when it comes to competitions and stuff like that. But when I saw this, I thought, okay, now I'm in line with the thing. I've been doing my own podcast for almost 3 years, content and whatever, and just pushing this, And then I was in the same space like you. I need equipment, I was actually telling my wife I was planning on buying like a mic, just like 2-3 weeks before, say, the competition, before I entered. And I thought, all right, it sounds like there's some prizes up for grabs, so maybe, we can go for this.
Wait,
and
I
she was
lost
also
you.
the one.
Sorry.
Yeah. Nanda, I said, then I thought, all right, now, man, maybe if I can win this, and then at least I don't have to worry about the equipment, And I thought, okay. And then my wife encouraged me, and I was about, what must I say? What do I have to say? These people that are talking about political views and whatever. I was like, that's like, what am I going to say? So I just made up a story, where I'm from, how I met my wife. Spoke a little bit on mental health, what's very important to me, that I played professional rugby, etc. But I thought, like, how am I going to do this in 1 minute, just try and play around here in the kitchen, like where I'm sitting now, just standing here. That's where I made it. Send the video through, forgot about it, and then so that time I was home already because I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I also forgot about it, became busy, life goes on, doing other things, busy with events, podcasts, etc., etc. Then I got a random WhatsApp, from other Joe van the other. Can I say a surname? I don't know.
Nah, just say
But
Joe.
yeah, shout out. Yeah, shout out to
Shout out to
yeah.
Joe.
So got a WhatsApp from Joe, and she was like, "Hey, congratulations, man! We identified you as part of the top 10." I was like, "Yo, top 10." But then in my mind, I was like, "You're top 10," so they actually has to get cut now. So I don't know if it was gonna be 1 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah, if it's gonna be like top five, top, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
top 5 another week, top 3, then the last person maybe wins. But
Then
uh,
the,
yeah, then
yeah.
obviously there was no top 3. And then I went to, I'm very excited now. Obviously, told my wife, said, "Oh, thank you, Here," praise was answered, all that stuff. And super excited. And then I went to a funeral the Saturday. So this was the day that they announced the top 3 was now.
Announced it,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I come from this funeral, I'm driving, and it's like something tells me, just check your phone quick, man. It's like on the dot, 12 o'clock, I pull into Stellenbosch. I'm driving, I'm at the robot, just turning in, driving on my way. And then the video comes on my WhatsApp from Joe. The video which says top 3 winners. Yo, bro. I'm driving, then I tell myself, I just say, Lord, whatever happens here, I would still be grateful, I'll still be thankful, for the opportunity. All right, I'm listening to who's winning. So right first, I think was it you first or Shanae first? I'm not sure, but I was
Nah, it was
last.
Chennai.
But
It was Chennai first.
yo,
Chennai was first, bro.
yeah. So
Like,
Shanae first.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling Chennai was gonna win. Like, I had a feeling she was like, because when I saw a video, the top 10, I was like, nah, this girl is fire, bro. Like, I was like, nah, this girl is another level. But yeah, carry on.
But do you know that just to take it also a step back, that top 10, that they were so brilliant, bro. I couldn't differentiate. I was like, who are you gonna pick? If I was a judge, how do you pick 1 or 3 out of that 10, bro? They were all brilliant. Um,
They were all
your
good.
video stood out. It was super relevant to the moment because I also made a Molleton video, but that was long after my entry was put in already. So I made a Molleton video, and then I just put hashtag truth report. So if they see it, then at least if the original video doesn't go through, the other one goes through.
Say double trouble. Say double trouble.
Yeah, bro, I truth report all some of the other ones that I saw. Okay, now it could be, but anyway, and then your
Yeah.
video stood out, and I don't think afterwards when I saw a clip, I was like, oh, okay, wow, this is actually solid, but because the quality was so high, man. But anyway, so now I'm driving, and Shanae, your name, and I'm like, Lord, whatever, may your will be done. So I'm taking a turn, bro, and I yell my name, Yo, Andre. I was like, almost like the top of the road.
Imagine. No lives were lost at the making of this advert.
Bro.
Yes, bruh. I was dangerous, bruh. I
Nah,
was
I was like,
dangerous.
I was happy and emotional also. I mean, I just came from a funeral. A good friend of mine's father
First
passed away,
times,
and
I understand, my
so I was
bro.
already
I
emotional.
understand.
But it felt emotional. But then just grateful, and I came home. Now I didn't tell anybody yet. I came home, and then I greet my wife. I walk through the house, and then I'm now making like I'm seeing this for the first time. I play the video. I tell her, now look here. Now I'm just like sitting here like this.
Jay, act cool. Jay's like, "Kaki, baby, let's watch." They send me the link. I got it.
Let's see.
Nah, man, Jay. So your wife
I
is
was
like,
like,
"Whoo," and you hear me like, "Yeah, it's all right. I know, I know." Yes, like it.
nah,
What did your wife say?
no, wait, I'm unbuttoning my shirt. I don't think I had a tie, just loosening without buttoning my shirt, playing the video. Now she's listening now. She's looking at me now. I'm just straight face, bro. I'm just poker facing it, poker face, poker face. Yeah, to the last thing. Sayar is the, he said, yo, she looking at me.
That's us.
Bruh.
Yeah,
Like,
but
what? Why?
yeah. Just Billy game, just Billy game. But I will tell you this. I will tell you this. Like, I didn't post this on social media, so I started the YouTube channel. I was one of the winners for Truth Report, and my wife was like, "Listen, here, we're gonna do something amazing for Dad." So the kids and my wife, they baked a cake to say
Yo,
congratulations. And I walked into the house, and there I smell. I'm like, yo, why does the house smell like someone baked a cake? And I'm like, what's going on? And my wife's like, no, the kids decided to bake you a cake to say congratulations, and that they see the work that you've put in, and so we just want to
yo,
celebrate you, as the husband and as the father and as the
yo.
head of the our kids see our work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My kids see, like, when I'm on YouTube and I'm busy with my videos, my
yeah.
kids see the stuff. They like, even if they put on the TV, there's YouTube. And then they see my video and they're like, hey, there's Dad. So they see the work that you do. And yeah, so my family did that for me to celebrate it, and I
Yo,
just thought, yes, that was amazing. That was really cool. Maar jy het
yeah.
kwaai gespeeld. Jy wys jou vrou. Sy is like, nee, oh, ek is 'n eiste. This is brilliant. This is
Uh,
brilliant.
yeah, but yeah, man. So I think just all in all, shout out to the Truth Report. Follow them. The work
Yeah,
they do
man.
is amazing, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. And like, but just take me a bit back, man. Like with your time in the media space, like where did it start, or where does it come from?
Okay, so to see that I was in radio for like since 2012, and then to 2016 I stopped radio, and then I went into the corporate world, and then I
Yeah,
came back in 2021, back into radio again. And so it's an on and off, and I've always loved radio. I've always enjoyed the radio space, and I think radio is man, it's a phenomenal tool that we have, media that we have. And so what happened was I had a TikTok, just a normal TikTok, you know, nothing, no really a niche, no really like political, none of that. It was just me making funny videos, and then I sometimes share about the gospel, and so the fan base did grow. And then I went through a season where God just said, nah, put that off. It's grabbing your attention. And I said, nah, cool. So I deleted that account. And then after like 8 months or 9 months later, I started another one. And this time I wanted to be intentional with what I want to post on social media. It wasn't just the thing of
yeah,
fun and games and whatnot.
yeah,
Because then I saw with that second channel, that thing just grew, like followers, like every day there's just followers.
yeah,
And I saw videos going viral, and my reaction to videos and my response to certain theological opinions. And I love theology. I love theology in a sense of, you have that open debate and discussion about the Bible. And so I would go into those debates, and it went from biblical, it went from like theology into, from, let's say, Christianity into cultural, like whatever is happening in the cultural world, where topics, the hot topics, the controversial topics, the topics about Black Lives Matter, the topics about the LGBTQ plus, all these topics, you know what I mean? And then I started doing research, and then I started like reading up on things, and I started reading up on white privilege, what it is, and then I realized it doesn't exist, because that's just the dumbest thing on planet Earth. And then all these things, I started just taking in information. So it went from religion to cultural, and then from cultural it immediately went into politics, and that's what my YouTube channel is actually about, that broad base of information and discussions. So it was amazing how God could take me through that, where I read the Bible, I study the Word of God, I get commentary, I get theologians' perspectives, those kind of things. And then God put me into the cultural aspect, where it's like, what's right, what's wrong, because I've realized that the world is upside down. So people have this idea that whatever truth they have of whatever issue, it is their truth. I don't know if you've ever heard people say that it's my truth, and you don't get that. That is a lie. You don't get that. It's not my truth. It's not your truth. It's not the viewer's truth. There's only one truth, and that is the Word of God. So we measure everything to the Word of God, and that's why a lot of people loved Charlie Kirk, and a lot of people hated Charlie Kirk, because he brought the religion, the cultural, and the politics all together in one circle, and every topic of each three were related to the Word of God. You know what I mean? So he did it so perfectly, where he could address the issues of mankind's heart. And so I went into that in that channel, and man, did I have debates and beef. I don't know if you ever see this TikTok beef, where people have this TikTok beef with one another. I never thought it was real until I made a video correcting someone, and I was like, oh damn. I was like, no, come on, say that, but clay what he found. It was like, what is going on here? I was like, Jesus, help for Mary. Like, really, I was like, whoa, this stuff is real. Like, people, and then I realized, like, people don't understand that social media life is a different world. Social media world is different to reality. We live two kind of worlds, where people see, they see something on social media and they go, whoa, I'm offended, and so I went into that the whole thing, man. I went into that whole thing, started doing research on Donald Trump, started doing research on just right-wing stuff and left-wing stuff, and started doing research on communists and socialists, and man, it was just wild. Like, I just started taking in information, like reading and just listening to what people are saying, and man, I was just busy just taking in information. And then all of a sudden my videos, I remember there was a what happened in South Africa. So Donald Trump becomes president. He stops the funding in South Africa. The whole of South Africa starts screaming and shouting at Donald Trump. Now I'm this guy. If everybody goes to that way, I'm the one guy that goes this way. Because I'm just like looking at this and I go, wait, there's something not right here. Like, there's something off here. It doesn't look right to me. So that's how I'm wired. If everybody goes this way, I go that way. And so I just sat down for a while and I thought to myself, why is everybody upset that a president of a country decides to stop funding to another country, but the country that they were giving handouts to is complaining that they're not receiving money anymore. I was like, wait, hold up. Why are you complaining in the first place? Like, it's not your money. It's the American taxpayers' money. They have the right to say what they want to do with their money. It's the same like our taxpayer money goes to, let's say it goes to Botswana. We decide as a nation, this is where some of our tax money can go there to assist them. But why are we complaining that Trump stopped it? I was like, wait, hold up. So now I'm doing research. Now I'm finding out why Trump stopped it. Then I find out, no, but Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa got a bit of a beef there. And then I came across Dan Corder's TikTok, where Dan Corder was insulting Donald Trump into why he stopped the funding. But Dan Corder brushes this thing by in the video, where he says yeah, the South African government, he says it very like chalant, like, ah, whatever. And he says the South African government, they were supposed to do something about this for what, 30 years, but they did not. And I thought to myself, wait, hold up. I saw a video of yours, and this is how the internet works. The internet never forgets. And I saw a video of his, and I remember seeing him insult Donald Trump as the knick-knack man, or the knick-knack man, because Trump is orange. And and I went, wait, hold up. So I did a video on TikTok. Did this video, put it together, put it out there, and this video went viral. Million views, comments. Like, people were just sharing their opinions, man. Like, people
of Dan Quarter, of you and Dan Quarter.
Yeah. So like with all my TikTok videos, and man, that video goes viral, and I'm like, yo, I didn't expect this, but anyway, so immediately I get backlash. I get another TikToker contact me and say, listen here, he's not impressed with my video, and he thinks I'm not doing the right thing, and I shouldn't go into politics. And I looked at this and I thought to myself, you know what, you have actually woken me up to this thing. You don't tell me, and this is the kind of human being I am. When I know it's the right thing and you tell me don't do it, I'm just going to do it. Because that's how I'm wired. It's the right thing. And so I called out the hypocrisy of Dan Quarter, and that video went viral. And man, did that open up an opportunity for me to get into the political atmosphere. Because now I'm no more addressing international issues, I'm addressing South African issues. And what was amazing about this, JR, let me tell you this. What was amazing about this is that all groups in South Africa started sending me messages. Thank you for saying what you said. We think about this, we say about this at Bryce, but we can't put it on social media. And I just realized, like, sometimes God gives a specific person the ability to say things, to say the truth, and not feel that he's going to be cancelled. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to be cancelled. Like, South Africa tried that cancel culture with the Kiffness. It didn't work. Epic fail. And so for me, that's how I got into it, bruh. Like, I flourished into it. I took on topics that are so controversial. The mere fact that I would have Make America Great Again cap from America. I would have a cap like that. People will get triggered, bruh. People will be like, how dare you? Like, I remember I did this one TikTok live, and this guy came on my live. His name is John T. He comes on my live and he sees this colored guy with a Make America Great Again cap. And he's just bringing insults left and right. And I say to the people on the live, you see, this is the thing. You get the liberal white people, and this is their problem. They think just because of the color of my skin, I'm supposed to sound a certain way, and I'm supposed to speak a certain way and think a certain way. But you see, we live in a world where you and I have the freedom of oppression. Like, we have the freedom to say what we want. We have the freedom to say, I like this one and I don't like that one. I like Trump and I don't like Kamala. I don't like Cyril Ramaphosa and I like, Rob Hassoff. I don't like this one, but we have that freedom to say that. But you see, we live in a world today when you express your opinion and it's not according to a specific group of people, they immediately shun you. My YouTube channel, I just saw in one of my short videos that I made, a guy called me a bootlicker. And I thought to myself, what? Like, you don't know me. You just hear me speaking the truth about South African president supporting a dictator. And I'm just stating the facts that this is not the way to go. Because at the end of the day, South Africans are going to take the brunt. You know what I mean? And so, man, and I went into it, man. Bro, I get so many messages from people calling me names, insults. I had a few death threats from people. And man,
For real.
I've taken the proper precautions. Yeah, I've gotten a few. I've gotten a few death threats from people. I've taken the proper
Yep.
precautions to make sure I'm safe and my family's safe. And yeah, dude, it's crazy how people they get lost into the social media world. It's a different world,
Mm,
and
yeah.
it's not a reality, because you and I are living reality. We live in the everyday things, but social media is not
Yeah.
a reality. It's just an information platform, and so
Mm,
people get lost, and I think people need to. If you ever find yourself lost in social media, take a break, switch it off, switch off your phone, go put your feet on the grass, get some sunlight, get a hobby, ride a bicycle, play a sport. You know what I mean? And so I got into politics because I love my country, and the reason why I love my country is because I believe God has a purpose and a plan with South Africa. But God wants to do the right things in South Africa. And I believe God is calling up men and women to speak up, because for 31 years white people were told you can't talk, you can't speak up because you're white and you're a racist. And I just thought to myself, but that's wrong, because you're doing exactly the same thing that the apartheid government did. It's just that you're doing it in a different manner. And so for me, I just thought, I'm going to start speaking up for people. And I started speaking up for black, white, colored, Indian, no matter who you are. As long as you're South African, I started to speak up for you, because I realized South Africans need to get away from this woke leftist progressive mindsets, because that is the poison. Identity politics is a poison. Barack Obama is the king of identity politics, and a lot of people look at him as a god, but no, he wasn't. He was actually one of America's worst presidents, Barack Obama. And this is now the overflow of what they need to deal with now in America, because of Barack Obama, because of identity politics. And identity politics is just as bad as communists, as socialists, as Marxists. These guys do not love God. They hate God. They hate what God has created, and that is men and women in the image of God. And that's why I said in my one video, for me, I do not have respect for dictators. I believe they're the scum of the earth, a dictator, because of what they
mm,
do to other human beings. And so I don't have this empathy for them. I believe that when you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So
mm,
whatever plays out because of your bad decisions is what's going to happen at the end of the day to you, because that's just how it works. And so for me, seeing South Africa, the president of South Africa, run to the UN Secretary Council to stop Donald Trump from what he did, I just thought to myself, that is the dumbest play you could have ever put out as a president. He did. They did not have to go that route. But I understand. I understand if you're in the pocket of the Irans and the Russians and the Chinese, you also have to play a part in this BRICS, you know, come together
mm,
thing. And it made sense to me when they said it, because I just thought to myself, you're not really speaking for the South African people. Because what
mm,
Donald Trump did to Venezuela, or to that fake president, it's got nothing to do with South Africa. It's got absolutely nothing to do with South Africa. But then it made me realize that South Africa has been making deals with that president in Venezuela. And I thought to myself, what kind of deals? What kind of deals? Because if you look at the people in Venezuela and the way they lived for so many years, they've been under dictatorship for 25 years, and nobody said
yeah.
nothing. The UN was quiet. The UN said absolutely nothing. And now all of a sudden Donald Trump comes and he captures a dictator. Now all of a sudden all these dictator countries, if you go look at all the countries that actually open their mouths, it's China, it's Iran, it's Cuba, it's Russia, all of them have same thing in common. They have dictators. And they all came running
Mm,
to the UN. And what's so funny is that in January, the president of the UN Security Council is a Somalian president. And his country is in chaos. We all know what's happening in Somali. There's always
uh-huh.
wars, there's always famine.
Yeah.
But yet these people come sit in a circle like they have this moral standard of the way human rights should be, but yet they in the background is going against everything of humanity. They treat human beings like dogs. They put people in environments that is not livable. But yet they want to sit together as a bunch of friends and look at Donald Trump, where Donald Trump is now the powerhouse. You don't like it? Sorry. The America is the powerhouse. They are the nation that runs the world. If you don't like it, that's your problem. But that's the truth. Because Trump is at the place where he is wanting to assist Venezuela. He freed Venezuelans from a dictator. He's looking at Greenland now, that's just over the ocean. And he's looking at purchasing Greenland like they purchased Alaska from Russia way back then. So Trump is having his mind set on setting up America to be continually successful. And this is why I love about him is that he thinks about his people. He doesn't think about his own pockets. And that's the difference between Cyril Ramaphosa and Donald Trump. And this is what people don't understand, is that Trump is doing everything for the people, but Cyril Ramaphosa does everything for his party and himself. And that's the problem we have in South Africa. And that's why people need to start waking up and realize that in the 32 years going now in this country of so-called democracy, nothing has been built for the South African people. There's no new schools, there's no new universities. The only thing that the government can do well is change names so that they can brag about it. That we've changed this street and that university, that airport, but they haven't built their own. They haven't built their own. You got people in Orania building their own, and yet they want to insult those people. But you're like, wait, hold up. But those people are living their lives. Leave them. They want a successful community. They want a community that prospers, that doesn't depend on the municipality or the government. But yet you complaining about them just being all white. I have no problem with them being all white. We have all colored communities as well and all black communities as well. You can live wherever you want. But they have decided to protect their culture. So they just felt it's just us. We want to build, and I have no problem with Orania. I come in full defense for Orania because Orania's infrastructure is the second best in the country. And the Dorpies does claim. And it's after Cape Town. So Pretoria doesn't match up to Orania. Joburg doesn't. You and I saw the condition of Joburg. The mere fact that we lost a good friend, a patriot, DJ Juarez, in Joburg, because he was doing a job that the South African government is actually supposed to be doing. We've lost a hero. We've lost a voice that was impacting lives in South Africa. But now, all of a sudden, you want to blame Trump. You want to blame this one. You want to blame white people. You want to blame the Solidarity, every forum. No, Mr. President, you have been president for your government has been governing this country for 32 years. It's your fault. Take responsibility. And David, we grew up like that. You and I grew up. Your dad tells you, your mom tells you, go clean your room. Why didn't you clean your room? No, because white people are racist. That's how the ANC think, my bro. That's how these people think. This is how they blame. But they want to blame Trump. But Trump is just doing what Trump needs to do for his people. He's doing what he needs to do for his people. And you know what, man? I love strong leaders. I love strong leaders that take hold, that take hold of the problems in the country. Like you and I, we were talking about, what's that president from El Salvador? What's his name? Yeah. That man is on fire, bruh. That man is on fire for the Lord. He's a Christian. He's married. He has children. That man is on fire for the Lord. And here he becomes president. And he's young, eh? He's like 41 years old. Young guy. And here he comes, El Salvador, and he cleans up that country. It's now the safest country in the world. Got rid of all the gangs. Literally got rid of them. Meaning, we arrest you now, we put you in prison, and then we check if you're a gang member. I thought to myself, this guy, I don't know if you heard the discussion he had with, what's his name? Tucker Carlson. There's a discussion he had with Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson asked him a question. Didn't you get pushback from these gang leaders, from these cartel leaders? And he said, yes, we did. They lost 82 civilians. And
Sure.
so that's what these guys do, these gangsters. To stop governments from coming after them, they go after civilians. And I think that's very cowardly of them. I think that's a gemors move to go to, you know what I mean? Jy's a vark as jy dink, you know, you're doing the right thing when you go after civilians. But anyway, so the president, he comes into his cabinet and he calls his ministers from El Salvador. And he says to these guys, we need to pray. Because we're losing civilians. 82 of them were killed by these gangs. 82 were killed by these gangs. We need to come up with a way that they stop killing. And they just prayed. He said they prayed. He said, God, I need wisdom. Help me. And he prayed. He prayed with his ministers. He prayed with him. And in that prayer, God gives him wisdom. God tells him, no, you don't stop because this is what they want you to do. They want you to stop, but you don't stop. You go full force on them. Like, I mean, military and police. You go full force. And that's what he did. And now look at that place, my bro. Look at that place. That place is clean. People can walk around where they want. You know what I mean? The economy is growing. Man, that's a leader. You know what I mean? That's a leader saying, you know what, crime is a big issue in this nation. We need to fix it.
See, I know we spoke off air about that president of Nayib Bukele, and I actually watched the interview with Tucker Carlson. And I mean, like I said, I knew about Tucker Carlson, knew about, you know, what he does and so on, but I didn't really grasp, you know, like our conversation is, you know, with it. And it was interesting, man, you know, and then what they implemented, I think they tripled the amount of police in the prison. So that prison's name it's called Seacott Prison. So I think it's basically based on what they've achieved. It's probably the best prison in the world, I would think, you know. And then,
it's in the world.
You know, those people,
yeah,
they don't switch off the lights in the prison. Those prisoners, they have to put stuff over their eyes to be able to fall asleep, bro. There's no luxury in that prison. They sleep on the floor. There's no mattresses. They get their food, but it's basic. They have some rec time where they do some exercise, and then there's a pastor that comes and the pastor gives him the word. But those guys are just kept like this, bro, like in line. Like, yo, it's serious the inside, bro.
But it's so good. It's so good because think about it. When criminals do criminal activities, they're going against the law of the country, and and civilians are in the way. Nah?
Yeah.
So for me, this is how I believe. If you are a murderer or, you know, whatever criminal thing you did, and you go to jail for many years, you don't have the right anymore to vote, to do this. Your rights have been stripped away from you. Because of your actions, you have lost your rights now. And I love what they're doing there, bruh. And you know what's so crazy? I saw what's a YouTuber's name? It's Nick. He's the guy that brought up this whole Minnesota Somalia fraud thing in Somalia. I don't know if you've heard about that. Nick Fuentes or something. No, it's not him. It's Nick something. But this oak went to that prison. They have factories there, bruh. These people literally make things for the country to sell. Blankets, shoes. I'm like, wow. This is how you should actually. If you are a criminal and you're in prison, you shouldn't be sitting back and watching DSTV, bruh, on the taxpayers' money. You should be working your ass off. And this is what these guys do, bruh. And I thought to myself, that's amazing. And you know what? I kept hearing people saying, yeah, but South Africa's different. And I keep hearing people say, yeah, but how do we solve our gangsters, the gangsters we have in this country, and this? And I'm like, they've just showed us what they've done. Like literally, they showed us what to do. Because I'm tired of this, that we live in a country where you fear for your life because gangsters have more rights than you, or criminals have more rights than you. But you're the one paying tax, you're the one abiding by the law, you're the one raising your children up, you're the one loving your wife, you're the one having an impact in your communities and in the schools and on the playgrounds and on the sports fields. You're the one going to church and praying. You're living a very quiet life. You're just focusing on doing what God called you to do. Now all of a sudden, a criminal does something in your house, you sort him out with a pew-pew, he'll go to jail. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. That was not right. The law, the government is actually supposed to protect you for you doing good. That's what Romans 13 is about. Is that you doing good, the government's job is to protect you for the good that you do. The bad gets punished. That's the purpose of a government. The governance is to bring order. But now we have a government here in South Africa that has no order. Yeah. They loot trucks that just accidents. They loot the trucks. And people think it's Christmas all over. I'm like, is that the mentality we have here in this country? Like, is this how people think in this country? Or it's fatnet. Yeah. But you see, this mentality comes from the government. This mentality comes from the government that says to you and I, you guys can't commit criminal activities, but we will do it in suits.
Yeah.
Because we're the government. And that's shocking, bruh. That's shocking. Like, I want a leader like El Salvador. A righteous man. Fears God. Seek God when trouble comes. Nah?
Yeah.
I want a leader like Donald Trump that says he's going to do this and then he does it. But people don't want that. People don't. I don't know about you, bro, but I've seen comments where people are saying in this country, I don't want a white president. I'm like, as Jay Tati, as Jay Dom. You care more about the person's skin color, about the policies. Maar your government het dom policies, maar hulle swart. So how do you think? Where's the common sense? I don't care what color skin you are, but you at least need to have really good policies that will benefit the South African people, that will benefit every South African people. You will fix the border and not build a wall this high and say, guys, this is our border. I'm like, Chief, really? Just the other day, 1,000 illegal immigrants from Zimbabwe was trying to come into this country. Are you kidding me? Verstaan jy? Are you kidding me? Yeah. This is the kind of and then we get told, you and I, we pay tax, né? So we part of that 7 million that pays tax in this country, that carries this country on their shoulders. But the government always want to blame rich people, billionaires and millionaires and white people, and I'm like, guys, stop the blaming, fix the problems. People don't want the dialogue that was an epic fail in 2025 because you thought dialogue don't help anymore. Ons dialogue. Nie jy moet jou werk gaan doen. You must fix this country. GBV, the president just declared it as a disaster. But he's done nothing about GBV. He's done nothing about it. Women are still being raped in this country. Women still live in fear in this country. Children live in fear in this country. But our president rather cares about Donald Trump that's over the ocean when Trump doesn't even think about him. That's the shocking part I have. That's the thing that blows my mind, my bro. Like, why do we have a government that can't, they don't think? Jy
Yeah.
weet hoe om jou kamer skoon te maak. You know how to clean up your house. Meaning, when you have cleaned your house, you want to clean your community also. You want to clean your community, you want to clean your country also. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so
Mm.
that's where am I with South African politics, that we have a bunch of activists that thought they can run a country, but they failed epically because at the end of the day they were just a bunch of activists. That's all they were. That's all they were.
Mm.
A bunch of activists trying to save a country, but at the end of the day they failed miserably.
Mm. See, my brother, yo, I know you took us on a world tour, took us to the States, you took us to El
Rondom die
Salvador.
wereld. What's that song's name?
You took us
What's that Sunday
around.
school song's name?
Well, but but yeah, man, like I think you know what this conversation that we're having, it's a vital conversation, and it's a
Yeah.
continuous conversation, not like a one-time conversation that has to stop, man.
Nah,
You
it's
know,
not a one-time thing.
and we eating close to an hour for our first intro. I would say I would just like to call it the intro. And then I want you to I want to ask you a last question before we close off. There's something I want to tell you about my interview with Waras. So obviously rest in peace
Yes,
to his
yes.
dear.
I,
Um,
I actually wanted to ask you,
yeah,
my bro.
yeah, you can also.
Now I wanted to ask you because he was also one of my guys I wanted to have for Truth Report, because I really thought
Yeah,
the stuff that this guy say, man, yes, I love the stuff that, like the common sense and the facts that he brought,
yeah,
and he wasn't scared
yeah,
to say that, he wasn't scared to tell the truth, eh? He wasn't scared to tell the
yeah,
truth. He wasn't scared to say, hey, these things are not right and it needs to be fixed. So I just want to know, like,
yeah.
when you met him, did you do research before you interviewed him? And did you, when you met him, what was your first, like, oh, okay, this is who he is?
Mm. Check it. You know what the thing is with Waras, man? I lived in Joburg for long, so that time I was playing rugby for the Lions. So that time I was still in the club, gaan eat somebody Owens and what. So Waras was obviously one of the top guys that time. That time he was like still
Yeah,
hot, hot, hot.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
prime DJ radio Waras. And I remember he used to play with Twins on Decks. So Twins on Decks, some of those two youngsters, the brothers. So Waras, so they kind of look like triplets if they play. So the Twins would play together. Then
If they
Waras would
show
obviously come.
together, yeah.
Yeah. So they used to play like most of the big clubs in Joburg. So I knew Waras from that and from radio, and then, but obviously just watched some of the most recent interviews that he did, because they told me, hey, you're going to interview Warwick Stock. I was like, who the flip is Warwick Stock? I was
Die
telling,
hele
I
tyd
was
sy
telling,
luister na die mense musiek. Jy is like, wie is Warwick Stock?
like,
En sy
Warwick Stock. Was myself,
Yeah.
your investment. This is probably a white oak here from Joburg or from overseas somewhere.
Ek dink ook
And
hy
then, and then
invest, and you're gonna have to study some in trading.
find out, educate myself quickly. But I checked out DJ Waras. I said, nah, man, you just said DJ Waras. Then I know exactly who it is. So I didn't do too much research because I like, I enjoy going step in, and then getting to know, like with you, I know about you, but now getting to know you, in person or over the phone. But I
Verstaan
won't lie
jy?
to you, I got there. So the interview was there at Rob's house in the. Okay, I don't want to say where the house. I can't say where the house is.
Ja,
But
is
that
daar
time,
so.
and
Kyk, jy moet net wys. Jy moet net wys en is daar so.
anyway, met one of the estates, whatever. I go in there and now obviously meeting the camera guy, we're setting up, and then say 20 minutes later, Waras comes in, and I come in. I knew he was a bit shorter, so try to picture how he looks, but he came but I can tell you the warmth, man, and the love I could feel from this oak. And we just started talking. He's like, hey, bro, man, how you doing? And etc. etc. And Are you guys ready? I just want to get something to eat quick. I'll be with you now. We just chatted quick. And he got something to eat and then he stepped back in. And then I just thought, yo, this guy is literally a normal person. There's nothing, obviously different about him. It's just another guy, but with a massive knowledge, and a massive
Mm.
mindset, I would say, and I think he's almost like a walking encyclopedia if you really have a conversation with him, bro. And
Just
but
conversation,
the
yeah.
amount, yeah, man. But the amount of how can I say? So we started talking. So he obviously, I don't know if he was prepped on who was going to talk to him. He was just said now somebody from the Truth Report. So we started talking, and before we recorded, we just had a bit of a chat. We had some mutual friends that we were chatting about, and then he just said, told the cameraman, "Yeah, man, let's start, man. Let's just start recording," because he saw the flow of the conversation, but just the humility of the oak man,
Mm.
the humility of him, he treated me with so much respect and so much kindness, and I mean the little bit he found out about my story, a bit about my background stuff. I mean, he kept bringing that into the story, with the conversation.
I watched
And
it. Yeah,
he
it was
was
so good.
basically like, bro, he was like literally like inspiring or like motivating me in a space of getting to know the story, getting the info, and then just giving it back and threading it into the conversation. And I mean, I've had many conversations with many people, bro. Like, but pound for pound, I think that was probably one of my better interviews with that caliber of person, bro. And there was a lot of stuff that was cut out, obviously, because I think the in interview was for 3 minutes, but the full thing was
Yeah.
like 2 hours and 10. So there's this one thing I want to tell you. There's this one thing I want to tell you. He was telling me a story, and there's actually two stories that was profound. And after that, I'll ask you one question, and then we can end off for this session. But so there was a story that he shared about Kung Fu Panda. So there's this story in Kung Fu Panda about some villain that was locked up, and then the story goes with the duck they had to send the duck to go send the message to the villain. I think you probably know because you have a lot of kids. You probably seen it. And then the
Ik
duck
ken die
went,
story,
and
man.
then
Ik ken die story. Ik ken die story.
and then the thing was, if the duck was sent to get the message there, and then it was a thing of the duck went and the duck gave the message, but then the feather of the duck went under, into this prison, and then this bad guy, I don't know if it's a tiger or who's the character,
It's
and
a
then the
tiger.
character
Is die
got,
tiger mee, bro?
yeah, and then the tiger got the feather of the duck and then somehow unclipped the chains and everything. So then, with the feather, the duck came, or the villain came out, So the moral of the story, what Waras basically tried to say was, listen here, sometimes you're trying to force something, something that should have been prevented, but now by forcing and trying to get that message there, you basically caused more problems, so that story for me was profound. But then just after that story, brother, I don't know if I shared this with you. I told a few people, and just befitting now, obviously not befitting that because that he was assassinated, um, but befitting for the type of story. So I was at the barber, believe it or not, the day before the interview. So alles vir my lekker bietjie clean up, baartjie, bietjie skoonmaak,
Ik zie dat je
tempel
die feit
skoonmaak,
nagedoen.
feit ingesit, lekker. And you know what? My
Ja. Hij die feit ingezet mee, bro.
feit is in, meneer. Jy weet die feit in is, dan kom ek in.
Ja, feit.
Maar nou weet jy wat?
Auwe. Ja.
Twee dom en een vir 'n. Kyk,
Ja.
yeah, so my barber name, that's ook shout out to Aiden. He's in Aiden over my skerp. Maar Aiden shared the story with me, and I have the story on a video. He told me, shared the story about the master and the talents, given the different talents, what are you gonna do with the talents? Die een gaan na weer mee
Yeah.
werk, die ander een gaan het begrawe, the other one just put it away, the other one multiplied it. And he gave that story to me literally the day before, bruh. In that interview. Now, you know, Waras, like, I mean, he wasn't a super religious, a super, you know, kind of guy, you know. He did tell me he went to church, like they were part of the Roman Catholic Church, you know, but I won't like, he told me literally, not long after that, he told me, but I want to tell you the story of the master and I told him, Waras, bro, I get goosebumps bro, literally, bro. Then I was like, Waras, just 1
What?
second. I just want to continue with that story. Now I'll tell you afterwards when you're done why this is so profound and that you telling me the story, bro. Then that man shared that exact same story with me. I was like, bro, if whatever happened
Crazy,
in this
bro.
interview stops like right now, then I've achieved what I needed to, bro. That guy, he shared that same story with me. And I was like, wow, nah, so the Lord is either telling me something, because why would it be, you know, interwoven from two different
Ja,
people, separate
die
occasions
Here het jou
on
'n
a
talent
platform?
gegee. The Lord
Yo,
gave you a
bro.
talent, my brother. I saw
Yo,
your subs on YouTube. You hit 500 now, and I see it's growing. Like God is giving you a
yo.
talent, my bro. Jy moet dit multiply. Jy kan nie don't put it in a and don't put it under a rock. Don't hide it near.
Nah,
Multiply.
nah.
Let it overflow, Baba. Because you know what? Now
Yo,
I've realized that something I've learned. Now I'm 41 now, now, and I've learned something.
yo.
When when
Dit lyk goed.
when you nee, dankie, is die vrou man, is die vrou. It's the wife. En die vier kinders. En die vier kinders.
Ja.
I mean
Ah,
children.
goed, man.
Nie die ander. Yo, hey, kan dit nie so sê nie. Dankie vir iets. Nee, I translate. Wait, let me translate the four children. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is this now. I'm 41 now, now, and God showed me now, when you have a talent, God multiplies, but that multiplication is not for you at the end of the day. It's for the people
Sure.
around you. You're like a
Yeah.
a olive tree. You know, the branches are growing all it spreads out shade, protection, cool,
Yeah.
but also
Yo.
fruit for others to
Yo,
pick.
power.
So
Yeah.
you have to you can't sit back and be like, ah, God, you've given me this talent to speak. You have given me this talent to, sit around with people and impact it. No, God says, how are you gonna multiply that? How are you gonna let it benefit others also? Because the deeper your bank account and the bigger it gets, or the whatever success God
Extension of the
brings along your
kingdom.
way, verstaan jy, the extension of a kingdom. At the end of the day, you can't sit there and be like, ah, guys, look what I've done. No, guys, look what God has done. Guys, look, what's your problem? How can I help you? Let me tell you the story quickly, nah? Then you can ask this question. So, I just started in corporate, and I was earning the first time a certain amount that I've never earned in my life before, nah? And there I was like 31 years old. So I'm earning money that I've never knew I would earn before. And man, I'm like over the moon, bruh. No, VJ. Us colored people, we love techies, man. We love our sneakers and a what. And so I'm buying, like every month I buy myself a new pair and something like that. And the one day I buy myself Jordans, and I'm like, yo, bruh, like, yes, I got a lekker pair there in the cupboard, lekker, my cash like, nah, man. And God convicts me and he goes, but what I've given you is not just for you. I'm like, yo, okay, what do you want me to do? God says to me, the man that gave you the job, buy him a new pair of tackies. I'm like, what?
Sure.
Buy him a new pair of tackies. I'm like, like, this guy's earning hundreds and thousands of rands, bro. Like, I'm like, Lord, he doesn't need another pair. God's like, no, buy him a pair. I'm like, okay, cool. So I buy him a pair and I get his size and whatnot. And I give him the pair of tackies, and he asked me, Andre, why? And he's also a Christian. And I said, no, God, because God said I must buy you tackies. He says, you know what? The other night I gave a pair of tackies away to someone else.
Yo,
And I'm like, what? And I just,
yo,
it
that's
hit me
crazy.
that, you know what, sometimes what we do is now we want the talent that God has given us, we think it's just for us. It's not just for us, man. You know, the boldness and the courage to speak out the truth in love, that the mere fact that God has given you that boldness and courage to speak the truth, to show out the wrong, show the right, honor and praise the good, the pure and the beautiful, like Charlie Kirk always used to say. And and you know what? God gives you that courage, because a lot of people ask me, Andre, where you get this courage, bro? And I'm like, it's only God, guys. Like, I don't fear man, I fear God. God I fear, because I know it's the beginning of wisdom. I know that when I fear God, He is close to me. Because if I don't fear God, then it means I'll go do stupid things out there, be a fool, act like an idiot, and my family suffers at the end of the day. So, brah, God has given you a talent, my bro. Don't let that thing multiply, let that thing grow. The mere fact that you sit with people that love rugby, people that are doing things in the communities, just keep pushing in there, bruh. Just keep going. Just keep
Yeah.
showing them the love of Christ. Keep showing them the truth. Keep speaking out when evil is being done. Don't sit quiet when evil is done, because when evil is done, then it means we accept it. I don't accept evil. I hate evil because God hates evil. And so, my bro, I don't want to pre there, but I just felt like it was for you that, hey, you know what?
Nah,
Multiply that what
you,
God is giving you, bro.
yeah, no, and the thing is, bro, we so quick also like to hold on, hold on to what we have, and like for me in the sporting space, like when I was done playing, I thought, like, okay, now, so I was just not using what I had, and then obviously,
I just lost you there.
compelled to. Yeah, I'm now saying I wasn't using what I think I had, what the knowledge I have about the game, about, developing the game, and just giving back what I was taught, obviously I came through lots of coaches' hands. So yeah, man, just and the same to you, brother, like in the space, what you're doing, I could give it back to you and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Yeah, just
Yeah,
keep
I've lost you there.
speaking the truth. Yeah, no, I could just keep speaking the truth, bro, and being bold and stepping out, my bro, fearlessly. The devil is a
Yeah,
liar, my
man.
bro. All that death threats and
First
that stuff.
answer.
That's yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's obviously not from God, man. It's people that's scared of to hear what you have to say and your opinion on things, But yeah, brother,
And
the
and
question I
and you
have.
know what? And also I just want to say this now. We do not fight against flesh and blood. No? We
Yeah,
fight against the principalities of this world. And the
reality.
principalities
Mm,
of this world confuse people, manipulate people, and lie to people. And people believe
yeah,
lies. And that's why, for me, when I say these things, I'm not targeting people. I don't have hate against people. I love people. I was told the other day I hate South Africa, and I said no, I can't hate South Africa, because I love this country so much that I'm willing to speak the truth. That's what love is. Sy weet mos.
yeah,
That's what love is.
yeah.
When you see your neighbor beating his wife next door, you don't say, ah, I'm going to leave him because I love him. No. You go next door and you donor your neighbor, and then you call the police. You know what I mean? Because you love your neighbor, to say, hey, do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Mm,
Don't do the wrong thing. Do the right thing, my bro. So, what's your
mm.
final question? Let's go.
Yeah, okay. Check it. The question is, and I don't know if you're able to keep this like short.
Okay, I
But
will. I will.
to whoever's gonna hear this, South African politicians, to people in municipality, people to the general population, what message do you have for us as South Africans to be able to turn around the tide of what's happening, and then just a word of encouragement as well, woven in.
Okay, so to all South Africans, I'll say this: you love you. For those that love their country, start speaking up. For those that love their country, and I'm speaking to every group, every cultural group, every race group. You love this country so much, you start speaking up. When you hear that national anthem being sung, when the Springboks stand next to the New Zealand team, and you see the passion and the desire in those men's eyes to make you proud of them, because they're wearing the colors that represent a strong nation, which is South Africa. Speak up. Speak up. Your silence is going to cause this country to go deeper into the problems we have. You start speaking up, they start listening. They will start, the government will realize we need to make the changes because the people are starting to speak up. The people are starting to say the GBV in this country, you can't just say something about it, do something about it. You know, the unemployment rate, you keep saying you're shocked that the unemployment rate is so high. No, do something about it. Put jobs on people's laps, meaning let people go and apply and get jobs and let them work, let them pay tax, let them put food on the table for their families. Because at the end of the day, when we all play a part, we all benefit from the success of this nation. Not just one, not just two, not the BEE, not the politicians, not we all South Africans. Black, white, rich, poor, educated, uneducated, married, single, divorced. We all benefit from this nation. And that's why I say to South Africa, the reason why I do what I do is not because I hate this country. I love this country so much that this country deserves leaders that will put South Africans first. This country deserves leaders that will say, we want international investments to come in here and give jobs to our people. Give the opportunity to our young people. 62% of the unemployment rate with the young people is shocking. That means JR and myself, the next generation coming after us, won't have jobs, won't have an opportunity to put bread on the table for their families. This country that we stand on have the most minerals on planet Earth. Why aren't we allowing South Africans to benefit it? Government, I'm asking you a question. Why aren't you allowing the South Africans to benefit from it? You sell it off to different countries, but yet the South African people suffer. South Africa deserves leaders that love God and love people. And this is my thing. South Africans, you're gonna start, you have to open your mouth. You can't depend on the few. You have to play your part as well. We have to vote right, meaning we vote for the people that have common sense, that has a history of clean roads, better infrastructure, beautiful cities. We vote for those people. I don't tell you who to vote for, but it allows you to have at least common sense and an idea of who to vote for. We allow our people to also have policies, good policies to protect our people and love. Our education system is so bad that grade 10 boys cannot read and write. That's shocking. We need our kids to have knowledge so that they can go and change the world. We need doctors, lawyers, attorneys, judges. We need South Africa to be proud of itself again. And South Africa is not. The only time we really put our chest out is when we see the Springboks run on the field. But that cannot be the only thing that makes us stronger together. We need to start now thinking, guys, elections, municipalities, we got to start thinking out of the box, South Africa. And so I love this country. I pray for this country. I pray for the leaders. I pray that God will meet them where they're at. But at the end of the day, South Africa, if a man doesn't want to turn away from his wicked ways, I know for a fact that God will remove him, because in the Bible he has done that before. And so let us keep on running the race that we are set on, South Africa. We got to win this country back for our people, for our children, for our great-grandchildren, because our children deserve this beautiful nation as well. We cannot have a nation that has no identity anymore. South Africa needs to become the powerhouse of Africa again. We need to sit with the big boys with our chest out and demand and know for a fact it's going to happen. We can't do it right now because we're not big boys. We can't sit with the big boys. We have spineless, corrupt, wicked, evil politicians that all they care about is destroying your life, when you actually need leaders to make your life a bit better. And so South Africa, I love you. JR, ek is lief vir jou. Stuur groete aan vir die familie. I love you guys. I love you guys. And I'll keep fighting for this country. I'll keep fighting for this country until the day I die.
Beautiful, and thank you so much. And yeah, man, I know I took you out of your family, busy family schedule, and I'm also here. My girls are getting getting ready for the bed, yeah. But I want to say thank you, man,
Yeah,
for telling your
mine
wife
is fast asleep.
your
Mine
time.
is fast asleep, my bro.
Yo, nice. Yeah,
Ja,
man,
mijn
brother,
vrouw is
and yeah,
strikt
man. So,
hoor. Na mij
no,
bro. Mijn vrouw is strikt. Zij zit al in 7 o'clock. Na, je is in die bed, mij bro. Je komt bij Roon spelen hier
okay.
niet. Jij zoekt een stukje brood. Ah, het weekje zo die.
Yeah,
Awesome, bro.
yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for your time, man, and I don't take it for granted. I know we're
Yeah,
still
thank
gonna
you,
do
bro.
quite some work together. And yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for your mindset and your thoughts and your love for South Africa, man. You know,
you
and for
too,
being
man.
bold and standing up, being a God
You too,
fearing
man.
man or God. And yeah, guys, check out Common Sense. Check Andre on Common Sense on his platform. Like, follow, subscribe, share his stuff. Check out Jrs Corner and then Truth Report. Guys, peace and love. God bless you. There we go.
Ciao, meneer. Away.
I say.
Ah,